All right, hi guys, it's Mr. C, and today we're going to go through the pretest for test 1. Now this is math with level 6 math for Saxon math. These questions I made up on my own, so it doesn't correlate with any of the set pretests that they have, but these are the same kinds of questions, and I show you which lesson they come from. And so this will be very similar to what you see on both the pretest and the test for test 1. Now this pretest covers just the first 5 lessons. So even if you've gotten through level 10 or lesson 10, this is just the first 5 lessons. So I'm going to take you through all 20 questions. We're going to take them one at a time, and then I'll work it through it on the board and address certain questions you might have, give you different strategies, and then we'll scroll down to the next question and go through all 20 of them that way. So let's start with number 1. Here it says use the numbers 3, 4, and 12 to make 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. So we practiced this in the first lesson, and then we did multiplication and division in the second lesson. So here we're just taking 3, 4, oh, and this is a typo. Let me hurry, well, I'm just gonna fix it here. It should be 3, 4, and 7, because 3 plus 4 does not equal 12. So we'd simply go 3 plus 4 equals 7. That's one of the addition ones. Then we can use the commutative law to just switch the order of 4 and 3 to equal 7. So that works. So we've got 3 plus 4 equals 7, 4 plus 3 equals 7, and we need 2 subtraction facts. So we can just do the inverse here. So we'll take our 7 and subtract either 3 or 4. So let's 7 subtract 3 equals 4, and 7 subtract 4 equals 3. So that's it. Now when you do it on the test, that's a lot to put in one little box, so you might have to put it in the big box and then just say see big box or something like that. But that's how we would do number 1. All right? Now let's scroll down for number 2. All right. Here we have use the numbers 4, 10, and 40 to make 2 multiplication facts and 2 division facts. So we're doing basically the same thing we did in number 1, but we're just using multiplication and division. So here, we're just going to go 4 times 10 equals 40. And here, again, we can use the commutative property for multiplication. It's just like addition. So we can switch the order. 10 times 4 also equals 40. Then we can do our inverse. 40 divided by 10 equals 4. And 40 divided by 4 equals 10. So that's our answer for number 2. I think I've got enough space here, so I'm not going to scroll yet. We'll just go on to number 3. This again comes from lesson 1, and it says, what's the sum? That's, when you add things together, an addend and an addend equals a sum of 3,675, 285, and 1,308. Now, you can do this a few different ways. What I like to do is put them in a column so I can get the digits aligned so they're all in the right order. And I usually put the biggest number on top and the smallest number on bottom. It just helps me keep them in alignment. So I'm going to rewrite this as 3675, and then underneath that I'll put 1308, and then below that I'll put 285. Now with 285, it's important that you line up the last digit in the same thing. Some people like to actually draw lines and keep them in columns. You can do that, but I just like to write them big enough that I can get them lined up. So now I just do 5 plus 8 plus 5. I'm going to pair those. 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 8 is 18. Carry the 1. Then we have 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 1 is 16. Then we've got 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. Carry the 1. And 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So our answer here is 5,268. All right? Hopefully that doesn't get cut off on the bottom of the video. All right, so that's our first 3. Let me scroll down to get number 4 and 5. All right, I guess we're right there on the edge. Here, again, this is from lesson number 1, so this is mostly a review. Patrick paid $5 for a $2.85 lunch. How much money should he get back? So if we're talking about change or getting money back, we know that's a difference problem or a subtraction problem. So we're going to subtract the $2.85 from $5. Now $5 here, they don't show a decimal, but we know the $2.85 has a decimal, so I'm going to go ahead and put a decimal after the 5 to make it $5 like that. Now I just subtract my $2.85, again lining up those decimals. They should be right in alignment. 0 can't subtract 5, so we're going to add a 1 to make it 10. 10 subtract 5 is 5. That will make this a 9. 9 subtract 8 is 1. And then 5 subtract 2 is 3. So 3.15. Now that's not enough. You're going to get a point knocked off if you don't put the dollar sign. So it's $3.15. And we can check our work here simply by adding it back up. 5 plus 5 is 10, carry the 1. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus the 1 here is 10, carry the 1. 3, oh no, we don't have to do that, because now it's 3 plus 2. Hold on a minute. Yeah, 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so we're there. This is my confused face. I'm still checking my work. It's good to check your work. Check it a few times. All right, let's go on to number 5. Jill bought 4 tickets for $175 each. What is the total cost of the tickets? Now we could just do 175 plus 175 plus 175 plus 175, and that would get us the right answer, but it's going to take longer. So let's just do 175 times 4. It's a lot easier. So we just do 4 times 5 is 20. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. 4 times 1 is 4, plus the 3 is 7. Make sure you get that decimal, move it straight down. Or you can count the number of decimals total. There's 1, 2, no decimal on this one. So then you just come over 1, 2. That's where you set your decimal. And make sure you get that dollar sign, $7 for the tickets. All right, so that's number 5. Now let's scroll back up to get number 6 and 7. All right, here we see from lesson 2 that 10 dimes are worth $1. 10 times 10, that's $1. A roll of times, man, I've got typos galore in here, dimes. A roll of dimes is worth $5. So how many dimes are in a roll? Well, if we know that 10 are in $1, and we could divide $5 by $1, that gives us 5. So we're going to multiply by 5, and we'll take the 10 that are in $1. So we simply take 10, multiply it by 5, get 50, and then that would almost be our answer. We need to specify and label here, so we're going to say 50 dimes. Okay, and that's important to label it. So 50 dimes are in a roll. On number 7, again from lesson 2, if 240 students are divided into groups of 40, how many groups will be formed? So our big number is our 240. That's our divisor. We're going to divide it by 40. So we'll just take our 240, divide by 40. And one of the cool things about this is we could say 40 goes into 240 6 times, actually exactly. But when you have zeros on this side and this side, you can cancel those out and just do 4 divided by 24, and that's 6, right? And 6 would work. I'm lining it up next to those, but if we didn't cross out the zeros, we just put the 6 here, we still get 224 or 240 if we didn't cancel out the zeros, and so there's no remainder. So it'd be 6 groups. And when I check my math on this one for a number like this, how many groups out of 40, I just think, well, 6 groups times 40, 6 times 4 is 24, add a 0, 240. That gets me back to my 240 students. So that one's not too tricky. All right, now let's scroll down and get 8 and 9, then we'll go to the back side. Jimbo, oh man. Jimbo had 24 pencils. All right. So if 1 dozen pencils is 12, we just do 12 times 2, which is 24. So we've got 24 pencils. And then he lost 2 pencils. So lost would be a difference problem, a subtraction. He lost 2 pencils. How many does he have now? 24 minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus nothing is 2. 22 pencils. And make sure you label it 22 pencils. So that's number 8. Number 9, here it says simplify. For the next several problems, we're going to simplify. Simplify is just code for solve the problem. And so to simplify, we're simply on this one going to add. So it's 425 plus 153 plus 11. Again, I like to put the biggest number on top. So I'll just do 11 plus 425 plus 153. See how I've lined up the decimals? That's going to help me keep my columns straight when I add. 5 plus 3 is 8. 2 plus 5 is 7. Then 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 1 is 6. And then I've only got 1 in that last column. 1. 1678 would be marked wrong because they're asking how many dollars. So it'd be $16.78. Okay? Make sure that you get that dollar sign on. All right, and then we'll scroll down for number 10. Maybe. There we go. So this is from lesson 2. And here again, we're simplifying now. Because it's the same number, 24 plus 24 plus 24 plus 24, we could line those up, but that's going to take longer. So I'm going to do the simpler version and just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 24 times 5. Simply write it out. 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. 120 would be our answer. And you'll see if you want to check your work, you can go ahead and line those up in a column, 24 plus 24 on down, and you're going to get the same answer. Okay? So that's our first 10 problems. Let's go ahead and continue on and get the next 11 to 20. All right, so here on 11, this is just a basic subtraction problem, but for some of you, it's been a while since you've done basic subtraction, so let's write it out. Again, I like to put the bigger, well, in this case, you need to put the bigger number on top because you're looking for the difference, but I like to put them in a row. So 3723 minus 467, see how they're lined up? Column, 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 all right? So now we can't do 3 from 7 from 3, so we have to borrow the 10 and go 13 minus 7 is 6. Then we get 11 here. 11 minus 6 is 5. We're borrowing again. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then we've got the 3. 3256. I might want to check my work so we can add it back up. 7 plus 6 is 13. Carry the 1. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is the 2, 12, carry the 1. 2 plus 4 is 6, with the 1 is 7, and then the 3 goes. So this was right, 3256. I'm not real confident in my subtraction for whatever reason, so I always like to check my work when I'm done. On the next problem, we've got 566 dot 44. If you'll remember, dot simply means multiply. Multiply can be a number in a parentheses next to another number. It can be a number x, then the other number, or it can be two numbers squished together. If it's like an unknown value, like an x, it could just be 5x, and that means multiply. But this dot also means multiply. So we've got 566 times 44. So I'm just going to rewrite it that way. So I can solve it. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 2 is 26. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 2 is 22. So that's solving 566 times 4. Now we're doing 566 times 40. And since it's 40, we'll just put the 0 right there and then solve for the 4 again. So 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24, plus the 2 is 6. 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 2 is 22. Now we've got them all lined up. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 2 is 4, and then the 2. So we've got 24,904. That might cut off at the bottom. 24,904. So that is our answer for number 12. All right, so let's erase this and go on to number 13. All right, here it's already set up as a multiplication problem for us. So this is very similar. We're just going to do 502 times 7 for one partial sum, and then 502 times 30 for another, I guess it's not a sum, for a partial product. And so let's just do 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 0 is 7, plus 1 is 1, 7 times 3 is 35. Then for 30, we just go 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 5 is 15, and then we can add those up. 4 plus 0 is 4, 6 plus 1 is 7, 5 plus 0 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. 18,574. So there we go with problem 13. On 14 it says 9,312 divided by 4. When you're doing division, the top number goes in the box. So we just do 9312 divided by 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times, gives us 8. 9 minus 1 is 8. 4 can't go into just 1, so we'll drop the 3. 4 can go into 3. 13 3 times, which will give us 12. And we'll drop this next one. 4 goes into 11 2 times. It gives us 8. Subtract and get 3. Drop the 2. And then 4 goes into 32 8 times. So our answer is 2,328. Not too tricky on that one. We're getting through there, plugging through this test. All right, number 15 coming on up. Similar kind of problem on this one. 2,000 divided by 40. First number goes in the box. So we put 2,000 in the box. Divided by 40. Remember, if there's zeros on both sides, you can cross one of them out. So it's really just the same as 4 divided by 200. 4 goes into 25 times, which gives us 20. And then we drop the extra 0. Remember, we're going all the way to the 200. 4 goes into 0 times. So our answer is going to be 50. The way we check this is if we do 40 times 50, you can just do 4 times 5 is 20, and then add both of the zeros. So 20 plus 2 zeros is 2,000. So it checks out. 50 would be your answer. That one's kind of tricky. It takes a little practice. That's why I'm making this video for you. If you need to watch it a few times, feel free to do that. All right. Now we're going to head back up. Final stretch here. Number 16 is looking at 30 minus 10 minus 5. Here we're looking at our order of operations. Now remember, with order of operation, PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Remember, multiplication and division doesn't matter the order, it just goes left to right, and same with addition, subtraction. But here we have parentheses, so we need to do that first. 10 minus 5 is 5. And then we can just go from left to right. 30 minus 5 is 25. That would be different than if we just went straight across. 30 minus 10 would be 20. Oh, minus 5 would be 25 either way. This is a bad problem. Who wrote this? This guy. I'll rewrite it in the next version. That was really bad. All right, but hopefully this one will work out better. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 42 divided by 2 is 21. We know because we can write 42 in the big box. Divided by 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times. And then 2 goes into 2 1 time, 21. That would be different. Let's see if this one's different. 42 divided by 6 would be 7. 7 divided by 3 would be 7/3. So yes, it is different. Here we got the right answer by going with the parentheses first. So we get 21. All right, heading down to our last few problems. It says find the unknown for problems 18 through 20. This is where math starts to get fun. We're looking at algebra or pre-algebra. So here from lesson 3, we see 37 plus m equals 90. We need to isolate that variable, so we do it by getting rid of 37 on this side of the equation. So we simply subtract 37 from both sides, and we'll get m equals 10 minus 7 is 3, and then 8 minus 3 is 5. M equals 53. In your answer, you can just put 53. You don't have to say m equals 53. And then to check our work, we just plug it in. 37 plus 53 equals 90. Okay? So that one's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and scroll down to 19 here. Same kind of thing. 20 minus n equals 462. Remember in the lesson they said just think of this as like 5 minus 3 equals 2. And then you just have to subtract. Really what you're doing is you're adding n to this side and you're subtracting 462 to this side. And so to get n over here, that means we're going to subtract this number over here. So we're just going to subtract 462. 10 minus 2 is 8. And 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. And then 1 minus nothing is 1. So 1538, 1538 is our answer on that one. All right, down to the last question. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Oh, this is a good one. So now we're solving for x. Remember, if it's right next to it, it's a multiplication. So the way we would get rid of that is you could multiply it by its inverse. So the opposite of 4 over 1 is 1/4. Or we could just divide this by 4. So that's the opposite of multiplication is division. So if we divide it by 4, we know because of our math times tables, 48 divided by 4 is 12. But if you didn't remember that, you can just put the top number in the box, 48, divide by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 8 two times. No remainder. So the answer is 12. And that is our first pretest practice video. I hope that it's helpful for you. If there are any that you need further explanation on, you can write in the comments what you're kind of still struggling with, or if I missed one and you need to correct me, you can put that in the comments, and then I can do a follow-up video. I hope this helps. Let me know. Thanks. Bye.